Well, it is a good Friday here at the Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach, and the crowd is building heat by heat as we're into round one, heat number 6. This one always draws a big crowd because we have last year's world champ Adriano de Souza hitting the lineup with Michel Bourez and Tim Stevenson, the local boy who won the trials to get a spot in the main event to represent the beautiful state of Victoria. Joe Chappelle alongside 89 world champ Martin Potter.
You kind of sometimes get those easy heats, but not now. Not now. These wild cards are too good.
It's always tough. And one thing that's ultra tough is getting the first wave of a heat off of a guy named de Souza.
Wow.
Interesting strategy is de Souza bolted down the beach, but Tim Stevenson holding his position will get the first wave. High line cutback. Full wrap in the pocket. Local boy, trials winner. Gets a little snap off the top. This wave is changing pace through every section, so he's doing a good job to stay on his feet. Little whipping turn there for Stevenson. And now trying to force this little inside corner to help him out. Now with some speed. Winds up for the layback hack, and he'll pull that one out.
Wow, you can already hear the support he's getting from the beach.
Now de Souza into the tail end of his wave. Driving hard through the final section, and we'll see what happened to Adriano out the back in just a moment. Interesting to see de Souza's game. Not trying to go too deep. He started that way, pulled the pack out, tried to make a quick decision.
Maybe a little bit of a different approach now from de Souza. Let's have a look at the replay here for Tim. Just a nice, easy, casual approach. Nothing too radical, you know, and I like that with it. He looks cool, calm and collected. Doesn't look like he's overamped. Just letting the wave stand up and then reacting accordingly. Milking it all the way through the inside. This wave's got a nice little flow on it, so Tim just tagging it a couple of times there, just milking it all the way through. This is where he starts to crank it up. Okay, now I've got my feet in the right place. I'm going to let this wave have it right at the end here. This is what these couple of little turns coming up now is what got him through the trials right here. The power jams that tail into the face of the wave there and comes out with that what we call a layback snap. So finished off nice and strong, Joe.
Then de Souza, this is what he did out the back, Potts.
Yeah, well, de Souza doesn't like to get too far behind in the beginning, likes that opening wave, so failed to do so. But wave number 2 of the set, generally out here today, has proven to be a little bit better, a little smoother. You can see his transitions, a little bit more energy involved, a little smoother, a little faster. De Souza never gives up on a wave, as you know, Joe. He brings this one through the inside, and he's going to finish off nicely. Good wave knowledge here for Adriano. He's won this event before, knows this place like the back of his hand. I'm sure he's been here for quite some time already, as he kicks out of a good wave there to kick things off.
He's going to pass his name a few times on the legendary staircase as we transition to de Souza out the back. Adriano started with a 5.0, blows his fins out, and he ends up incomplete. More waves on the way, and we'll see the start from the Tahitian Michel Bourez. He's got a lot of momentum to start. Get a little arcing cutback. Really wants this wave to help him out now. Bourez, layback, blow tail, and ends up overpowering the section. He'll go down.
Yeah, and that's what can happen with Michel. You know, the longer he sits, the more pressure builds, the more he thinks he's got to do. You've got to listen to those beach commentators. Basically, at the moment, a 5.33, the biggest score. So Michel not that far behind. You know, little mistakes like that can cost you the heat.
I feel like there's going to be a bump tomorrow. There's this little pulse in front of that bigger swell, and so I think we'll see a little rise, if not at least keeping it the same size as it was this morning, which would be great tomorrow morning again over the low tide. Try and finish off those 6 heats, and then we'll make a decision on whether we've got better winds as well tomorrow, more westerly winds. So it's bigger swell building in through tomorrow evening and into Sunday.
Yeah, that's good news. That's good news. Plus the round will be pretty much similar conditions for everybody, right? So that's kind of what we want to do, is keep everything consistent. So there you go, guys. We're going to go on hold after this heat.
Thank you very much, Pete Bell, and our commissioner, Kieran Perro. KP, former pipe master, former competitor, always makes those great decisions, all to help the best surfers in the world be in the best waves in the waiting period. So now that's official. This will be the last heat of the day, and we'll return tomorrow through Easter weekend to finish off this round. Let's get caught up with this heat, Potts. This is Michel Bourez.
Yeah, this is one of the best waves I've seen Michel get out here. I mean, just the way he approached it. Normally Michel tries to attack every little section. Here he kind of waited, just maybe picked his turn, surfed really well. Such a powerful guy too. It's hard for him not to overpower these little waves here at Bells Beach. The thing with Michel is sometimes he makes a few too many mistakes, and you know, just going for that extra little bit right here. We can see this end maneuver. Michel races down the line here. Nice turn, and then just took his eye off the prize there, caught that outside rail and went down. So unfortunately, Michel Bourez on his way to a comeback wave there. He only needed a 3.61 to get himself into the lead. So we could see a lead change, Joe.
It's a really small scoring heat at the moment. When you look at De Souza counting a 1.6, Stevenson had his 3.0. Now we'll get some more numbers in. Michel Bourez now up in the lead with a 6-point ride. Stevenson to second. De Souza now looking for a 4.01. So we have a paddle out the back. We're down to 3 minutes. Priorities with De Souza, and he'll take it. De Souza in third, just needs a 4.01. A great start to get the number in the lead with that carve off the roof. A little late hit, but he lands on his feet. So 2 solid moves. It is going completely flat on him, but a man they call Mineirinho's hanging in there. A wave that's not even breaking. Now he'll create some space, and he's earned himself a finishing move, driving into the inside corner. Looks like the world champ wants the lead here, Potts.
4.01 required on that. 2 solid turns out the back. Did all that hard work to make sure he finished off on the inside. And he didn't give up on that wave, Joe, because he knew there was very little time left. Not quite sure whether he's going to get another roll of the dice. There's a couple of little waves coming through right now. Bourez and Stevenson sitting out the back. 2 minutes remaining. I think De Souza's going to get that lead change. Just a 4.01 required.
Smart decision from De Souza. You saw how hard he was paddling with priority. Still sticking with the Channel Island surfboards. One more time in his career. It was a goal of his to ride these boards at some point, and it took him to a world title. Saw Stevenson just getting out of his way on this replay.
Yeah, you know, just making sure De Souza committed. Nice turn right there. This is where he forced this maneuver in. Had he not done that, it would have been touch and go to get the score. De Souza, two maneuver combo out at the back, and this is where it went fat. This guy never gives up, as you said. One of the fittest out there. Look at him go, keeping that board bouncing. Now he starts to get it going rail to rail. That's how you get your speed right there. Keep those fins engaged, move that board back and forth. And just a conservative finish there. He knew he was on his way to the score, and quite rightly so. The score just dropped in.
A 6.23 and the lead for Adriano De Souza. Now priority shifts to local boy Tim Stevenson, who came out of the trials, known for a fearless big wave game and a fierce competitor in all conditions. Stevenson needs a 5.91 on this one. He'll float the first section. He's got a little wall he's hunting down. Drawn out carve, and the local crew is starting to back him now through the inside. He's got 40 seconds and a little wave left to try to upset the world champ. Easy pace and rhythm. He'll just quietly knock it off the top, and then just a little redirect on the inside corner. Little placement climb, and Stevenson's out of there. The Victorians are getting behind their trials winner and just needing a 5.91. De Souza quickly up out the back, and he'll kick out.
Wow, 5.91. Could we see a slight upset here?
Now Michel Bourez with 10 seconds to go. Throws down a forehand hook. He only needs a 5.24. This wave is really making him work. Michel's already looking out the back. This wave will be scored if he has anything left to work with. Now the Spartan's starting to drive. A gigantic finish could help him out, but it's not giving it to him. And the Tahitian will just coast his way through the inside and lay down. He was hoping for a little bit more out of that final decision.
But I tell you what, I'm looking forward to seeing the replay on that last wave. As here it is now, the judges are looking at it, comes around the section. Watch this turn right here, just lays into it. Wow, just powerful slicing maneuver. And then it kind of went a little fat on him. So this is where you kind of question whether or not he's going to get that score. It's right in that ballpark of what De Souza did on his last ride, 6.23. Jams it again and then finishes off nicely here. Just clean, smooth surfing from Tim Stevenson. Is it going to be that 5.91, Joe?
Incredible composure for Stevenson on the final decision. Not showing like he has any pressure, even though it's his first call up to the main stage. Even battling for position on this last one with De Souza.
Yeah, De Souza, just a little bit more of a mellow turn there, then forced the issue there, almost came unglued, but managed to stick it. And then it kind of went fat as well. So I'm calling right now very similar waves. De Souza with a 6.23 on this occasion. had a little bit more connecting work done there, a little hopping up and down, the Huntington hop as we call it, and then finished off. So, well, it's touch and go right now. I mean, yeah, we've looked at every wave in the heat, but, and there's the score, Joe.
Numbers dropping in for Stevenson. It's a 5.27. Not enough to steal the win off the world champ. And Adriano de Souza survives with a 5 and a 6.23. Really low wave count for all three of these surfers in dwindling conditions. And we'll see de Souza skipping round 2